Well, this ended up being late again. In fact, it's even later than my last review, being 2 weeks late. And for that, I deeply apologize. But you know what they say, it's better late than never. Enough about that. Let's just go ahead and get right into reviewing the penultimate issue, Renew Your Vows number 4. The comic opens with Annie monologuing about how whenever she would do anything that just seemed to come natural to her, she would always get in trouble. Even if she thought she was doing the right thing with her gifts, her parents would always get mad at her. Annie says that right now her dad needs help, but her mom won't let her take off her inhibitor bracelet and help out. Annie and MJ are then grabbed by 2 people wearing Regent outfits, and are taken inside of a mysterious hole. They arrive at a secret base where the mysterious SHIELD leader says all of their efforts are worthless until they get Peter Parker. As Spider-Man finishes fighting the Sinister Six, Sandman appears, telling him that he is working for SHIELD, and if he wants to see his family again, he has to follow him. Spider-Man doesn't believe Sandman, thinking he is Doc Ock's replacement in the Sinister Six. But Sandman points out he has no reason to be working with Regent since he has powers. Spider-Man realizes that this is true, but it's too late for them to escape, because Regent himself arrives to capture Spider-Man. Regent uses some psychic powers, along with lightning, to easily knock out Spider-Man and Sandman. Back at the SHIELD base, MJ, still thinking she was grabbed by Regent, tells them there must have been some mistake. The agents that grabbed her reveal themselves as SHIELD, along with showing how they got to their secret base. Jonathan Owen, also known as the Spot, one of Spider-Man's old enemies, helped get them there. However, he is severely weakened by using his powers. Hawkeye reveals himself to be the mysterious leader of S.H.I.E.L.D. and tells MJ that they wasted an opportunity to get Spider-Man. Jarvis arrives and tells Annie that her friends are there, and he can take her to them if he wants. After some reassurance from her mother, Annie takes off her inhibitor bracelet and heads off with Jarvis to see the power pack. When MJ asks where Peter is, Hawkeye replies he's most likely dead. It goes on to say he never wanted to risk anything helping the guy who abandoned the Avengers. He only lost an eye in that fight, but every other Avenger lost their lives. Abandoning Spider-Man to Regent was simply karma. As MJ is about to hit Hawkeye, angry for him leaving Spider-Man alone, she is stopped by Ben Urich, Peter's friend from the Bugle. He says he knows why Spider-Man left the Avengers. They know he was protecting her and Annie. He's also helped protect them over the years, giving bad info and misleading the Bugle to cover their traps. MJ replies that they've done a good job protecting themselves thanks to Peter's inhibitor chips. Hawkeye is immediately interested in these chips and asks MJ to show him Annie's inhibitor bracelet. Back with Regent, Spider-Man wakes up, surprised to be alive. Regent has him and Sandman suspended in air with psychic powers. They walk by the dissection of D-Man, and the doctor tells Regent that they should soon be able to keep all of his powers at 100%. Spider-Man feels it's his fault that this happened, since he just stood there watching while D-Man got taken away. Regent reassures him it wouldn't have mattered, and they only would have found him sooner. Regent then uses one of his dead telepath's powers to read Spider-Man's mind, finding out his secret identity, and to read Sandman's mind to find out where the SHIELD resistance base is. Back at the base, after studying the inhibitor bracelet, Hawkeye realizes that Spider-Man may have created a way to defeat Regent. With only one inhibitor chip, all of Regent's powers would be shut down. Annie and the power pack arrive, and Annie shows off the costume they made for her, hanging off the wall, saying she's just like her dad now. MJ tells Annie to stop doing this, but Jarvis and Ben tell her it's perfectly fine, since Regent's scanners won't find her. MJ says she doesn't want Annie to be an Avenger, and that now they're stuck hiding forever. Suddenly, an alarm goes off that their perimeter has been breached, and that Regent's forces are on the way. They create a portal to evacuate the power pack, while the rest prepare to fight. Regent's forces charge in and the battle begins. Back with Regent, he has Spider-Man locked in one of his power chambers. He tells him that all the men and women that he has there have served him a greater purpose. He intends on battling the god that created the world they live in, and that with the spider sense, he would be able to avoid his every move. Then he would be able to defeat the god Doom. Spider-Man tells Regent that he is insane, that he has done all of this simply to battle a god named Doom. Regent activates the power chamber, saying it doesn't matter, because now he's dead. Sandman asks what Regent is going to do with him, and Regent responds he has no use for his powers. As Regent leaves Sandman, he reveals that he has a portal that will leave S.H.I.E.L.D. into Regent's base. At the S.H.I.E.L.D. base, the power pack has managed to escape, however Annie stays behind to fight against Regent's forces. Annie manages to take down Regent's forces, impressing MJ. The portal Sandman had appears with a message written that it leads into Regent's stronghold, and that he has Spider-Man. The S.H.I.E.L.D. resistance heads into the portal to take down Regent. MJ wants to go with Annie to where the power pack is, but Annie convinces her they have to head in to save Peter. The comic ends with MJ and Annie heading into the portal to save Spider-Man from Regent. For the second to last issue in a truly amazing series, I'm honestly just a little disappointed with this issue. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoy it, and I still really love it, but I felt there was a little too much dialogue and exposition. Some of this stuff should have been eased out throughout the other issues. It was like too much information at one time. The penultimate issue in a series is supposed to hype the reader up for the ending and prepare the resolution. At this point, there's only one issue left, so we're supposed to be prepared for the end and have an idea of what's going to happen. But there's still a complete and utter mystery. I guess one of the reasons this review took longer than it should have was I was honestly trying to figure out how I felt about this issue. I was conflicted. I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it as much. It was good, but it wasn't as good as it should have been for the penultimate issue. We finally learn who the mysterious S.H.I.E.L.D. leader is. It turns out it was Hawkeye who survived the Avengers battle with Regent, but he lost an eye in that battle. I guess one of the rules for being a S.H.I.E.L.D. leader is having an eye patch. Flint Marko, the agent from last issue, is actually Sandman, and I honestly can't believe I forgot about that detail. I feel like so bad. It was also nice to see the Spot. He was an obscure Spider-Man villain, but the part he played really did the character justice. It's nice to see how some villains are working with the Resistance, whereas others are joining Regent. The line is no longer split between hero and villain. It's now split between those who have powers joining the Resistance and those who don't have powers joining Regent. For the villains anyways, the heroes all pretty much want to take down Regent whether they have powers or not. We also finally learned what Regent wanted to do. His plan was to use Spider-Man's spider sense, along with his other collection of powers, to battle against the god of the world, Doom. For those of you that don't know, let me briefly mention the backstory for this. So, without mentioning any spoilers in case you want to read the beginning for yourself, the Secret Wars, and by extension the Battle World, was created by Dr. Doom when he achieved godlike powers. He created a world made up of several other worlds. The world that Renew Your Vows is in is one of these worlds. I guess Regent wants to battle Doom for control of the Battle World, or maybe he wants to set Renew Your Vows free from Battle World. It's also revealed that Regent has a limit on the number of times he can use powers he has absorbed, and is trying to find a way to maintain his powers permanently. I'm personally still a little confused about what the chambers that Regent has are. Originally, I thought they were merely stasis chambers, where he had them in like a suspended animation type of thing, but Regent claims that the heroes in there are truly dead. I don't think they'll kill off Spider-Man, but this is a Secret War storyline, so anything could happen. It was nice seeing Annie fight against Regent's forces. They don't have experience fighting against a small child. That, along with her spider sense and her very unpredictable nature, were very efficient in helping her fight. I would love for Annie to get her own series after this. Sort of like Mayday Parker, but a little bit more toned down, more childish since she is a child. Annie has definitely become my favorite character from the Spider-Man franchise after this, so Marvel, please don't get rid of her. This issue is overfilled with dialogue and has some exposition I feel should have come earlier in the story, but it's still really good. It doesn't exactly stand up to the other issues, but it's by no means a bad issue. Overall, I gotta say, I give Renew Your Vows, number 4, a 7 out of 10. I can't wait to see how this series ends. Secret Wars has been extended until December, so it might be a while until we see the direct impact to the end of this story. I don't know. Let me know what you thought of this issue. How do you think the story will end? The last issue is due soon, so I'll be very prepared for it when it does. I'm not going to be having another 2 weeks off or nothing like that. You know, I'm done with work, so reviewing and gaming, that's me again. That's my life. Well, not entirely, but it's what I'm going to try to focus on. I'm also planning on doing a very special review series for this month, since September 26th is the official Batman Day, so I want to try to have a month of Batman type thing. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you all next time with hopefully not such a late review.